Good morning. I'm Dr. Navina Priyadarshini, Professor of AC Department, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. In today's class, we shall discuss about the geosynchronous satellites, so geosynchronous and non-geostationary satellites. So first of all, geostationary orbit. So geostationary orbit is the satellites which rotates in synchronism with the rotation of the Earth are known as geosynchronous. So the term geosynchronous satellite may be used to describe the near geostationary satellites also. However, they are not geostationary, but there is no need that a geosynchronous satellite should be a near geostationary. So geostationary orbit means the orbit that is the of around 36,000 km away from their surface, and it's a circular orbit. There is only one geostationary orbit. But geosynchronous means the satellites which are in the geostationary orbit as well as that are near to the geosynchronous orbit, that is named as the geosynchronous satellites. So next is the non-geostationary orbit. So the orbit other than geostationary which are used for satellite communication are called geostationary orbit. So in general, there is infinite number of non-geostationary orbit. So as already said, there is only one geostationary orbit and there are infinite number of non-geostationary orbits. So drawbacks of geostationary orbit. So it's a difficult orbit to achieve as it requires more launch performance. The polar regions cannot be fully covered by geosatellites, and also geo is not well suited for small, low power satellites that are designed for short life duration. Next, the types of non-geostationary orbits. It is classified into four types that are low Earth orbit, polar orbit, medium Earth orbit, and highly elliptical orbit. Low Earth orbit. So the low Earth orbit is named as LEO orbit. So the height of the LEO orbit should be high enough to avoid atmospheric drag. So it ranges from 750 km to 1500 km. So the major services provided by these low Earth orbit satellites which are in low Earth orbits are it can support two-way message service, it can support the data communication service, and also position determination of the satellites are the to for radar communication the position of the particular object can be identified. Next is the polar orbit. Polar orbits are special case of LEO orbits. These are almost circular orbits, and the satellites in this orbit could cover the north and south polar regions of the Earth. The orbit altitudes and inclination. The polar orbits are at a height of 800 to 900 kilometers above the Earth, and they have an inclination of 90 degrees. The service provided by these polar satellites are which are the polar orbiters, which are also known LEOsats, which providing the following service. They highly support the environmental monitoring service as well as mainly used for search and rescue operations. So it carries the ultraviolet sensor to measure the ozone level. So hence the health of the Earth is also monitored, which means they can monitor the ozone holes over Antarctica, and the information will be given to the Earth station. Next is the sun synchronous orbit. So sun synchronous orbit, it is an orbit in which the satellite crosses the same spot on the Earth at the same local time on each day. So that means they cross the equator at the same local time each day. So each and every day the same area of the Earth can be viewed by the satellite under the same lighting conditions. So this sun synchronous orbit rotates eastward at a rate of 0.98560 per day, and it's slightly inclined to the west of North Pole. So the next type of orbit is the medium earth orbit. So medium earth orbit are also the almost circular orbit and that are used for various purpose. So the orbit altitude, the height of the MEO orbit is extends from 10,000 to 20,000 kilometers above the earth, and it can supports the mobile satellite services. It supports the navigation, and also precision location can be determined by the satellites which are launched in this MEO orbit. Next is the highly elliptical orbit. It is named as HEO orbit. So this is from the name itself. This HEO orbit is it has the elliptical path, and they are used to increase the dwell time and the angle of elevation for the mobile satellite service over a particular area, especially in the northern hemisphere. Thank you.